was a quick one.
J Benton 20, thank you for following. I appreciate that. Sorry if I'm real echoey. I'm not standing directly in front of the mic because I'm still getting everything all set up, but thank you for following. Appreciate that. Now, if only Twitch app would cooperate with me on my phone, we'd be in business. There we go. Testing 1, 2, 3. Can everybody hear me out there? Yes, looks like the levels are going. Okay, cool. All right. Let me get this controller. We will get started in about a minute or two, I think. Hey, Jay Benton, how's it going? Thank you for the follow, like I said. Appreciate that. Okay, I think my mic is in a good spot now. Yeah, that looks good. Where did Gothic go? Alex was playing it, and I was auto-hosting him with it, and it went away because I am now playing this. So basically, when the owner of the channel starts playing something, anyone he's auto-hosting goes away. So, yeah, that's where that went, Todd. And also, hello, Todd and Conker. How you guys doing today, this fine day? I feel like I need to adjust where my phone is. There, now I can see the chat a little better. Excuse me. I'm going to take a drink and then I think we'll get started. Okay. Alright, so. Ready to go. I'm loose. I'm limber. I don't know why I need to be those things because I'm playing a video game, so I'm sitting on my ass the whole time, but maybe it'll come in handy. We'll see. Let's start.
Mega Man X Legacy Collection.
Well, this is a different look. I didn't know Mega Man X3 got such a facelift. No, I switched over to the Legacy Collection because it's easier than trying to get PCS X2 to cooperate both with OBS and also with the fact that there's a ton of artifacts when I'm playing X3, specifically on the Mega Man X Collection for PS2. So I said this might be a slightly easier time. With that out of the way, how you doing, everybody? Welcome back to my coverage, my side project, of the Mega Man X series. Last time we took care of Mega Man X1, well, that was the time before last, and this was last time, Mega Man X2, all in one stream, and this time we're going to be covering the third game in the series, and the final game in the Super Nintendo trilogy, Mega Man X3. And this one will probably take 2 streams. I think it'll take me roughly 3.5 hours to beat the game, but I kind of wanted to push my next project, Final Fantasy XIV, back a little bit, specifically back to next Thursday, because I have an exam next Wednesday, and starting an MMO right before you take an important exam, it doesn't sound like a recipe for success to me. So I says, we'll play this over 2 streams. It's slightly longer than X1 and X2 anyway, so we'll play it over 2 streams, and we'll make it work from there. So that's what we're gonna be starting to do in just a moment. Let me see what Conker said in the chat. Just eating almost like I have to leave him without help with decorations in the house. Okay, Conker, no problem. No problem at all. I know exactly how that goes. We still have to get our Christmas decorations all set at our house as well. Don't know what day that's going to happen, but it will definitely it will take up quite a bit of time once we're getting that all set and ready to go. All right, so let's get started with Mega Man X3. And we are not turning Rookie Hunter mode on because I like beating my head against a wall occasionally. No, it's not that hard. And I have a strategy. But first, we have story. In the year 21XX, all the Mavericks have been neutralized thanks to the efforts of a Reploid scientist named Dr. Doppler. Using his neurocomputer, he has been able to suppress any abnormal behavior in the Reploids and prevent them from going berserk. I gotta tell you though, from taking abnormal psychology, I know that suppression of feelings usually leads to poor things happening. Many of the most advanced Reploids have gathered near their new mentor and founded Doppeltown, a perfect utopian community. I'm surprised they didn't put perfect in quotes as well, because we all know how this is going to end. With Dr. Doppler guiding them, the world seemed ready to enter a new golden age. But everything changed when the Sigma Nation attacked. After a few months, they built an entire metropolis like this, and it only lasted a few months. Wow, that's gonna cost the economy a whole hell of a lot of money. Great Depression 2, here we come. The Mavericks, who were supposed to have been neutralized by the neurocomputer, suddenly appeared and began to riot. Because of course they did! Why wouldn't they? At Maverick Hunter headquarters, all the intelligence indicated that Dr. Doppler was the mastermind behind the invasion. Because of course he is. Why would the benevolent ruler of a utopian city not invade and try to take everything over? Soon the call went out to X and Zero to destroy the invading Mavericks and to bring Dr. Doppler to justice. I'm taking pot shots, but it's out of respect and love. Somewhat. I don't like this game as much as X1 and X2, but, you know. Maverick Hunter, X and Zero. Dispatch! Transform and roll out! Oh, your Twitch was muted? You've only been missing narration so far, pretty much. A few hours later, emergency contact was made by the just by Maverick Hunter HQ. Please stop doing that. Wow, it's raining explosions. It's like acid rain, except you die. Oh, it's from the ships. This is Maverick Hunter HQ. I'm just going to correct their bad English for them. We are under attack from the Doppler force. It's like the Time Force, except you die. I already did that joke. I need to stop. All units, return to base immediately, and return fire! Well, we know that's not Dr. Kane, because his text isn't in gold, but... And with that cliffhanger out of the way, we are left to wonder what will happen to the Maverick Hunter HQ. We'll find out in the first stage on Mega Man X3. No subtitle this time, though. Gotta earn that. Oh, this is spoilers. Hold on. Alright. Let me set my options first, real quick. I've had that happen before. Yeah, and I've had that happen. I think I've told the story, and Conker was here for it. I've had it happen where my mic was muted while I was playing Dark Souls 3 that one time for an hour and 15 minutes for the first over half of the stream. That's why I always check my audio levels now, because you can never be too sure. Never be too careful either. Okay, so with my dash on L1, let's start this game. I'm actually going to take a quick drink while we're watching the cutscene. Picks up right where the opening left off. Well, it looks like they're doing better. They're not getting destroyed now, because they're shooting the ships out of the sky. Also, X, where did you get the ability to jump that high? Because I would like that for gameplay purposes, please. X, I'll clear out the enemies out here. You go ahead and deal with the ones inside. Okay, Zero, sounds good. Wait, you're dealing with the ones out here. Why did you teleport away? Did I miss something? Well, anyway, let's get moving. One thing you'll notice right away about Mega Man X3 is that they took away my baby, that being the dash and pellet projectile strategy, where you can pretty much you can dash and deal 2 damage with your pellet. That does not exist in Mega Man X3, so unfortunately we're going to have to make do without that. Thankfully, they didn't remove it from the air dash, which is not telling of the programming priorities of this game at all, but, well, it's fine. We'll make it without it. These guys that are on the wall there that shoot these projectiles, as long as they're charging them up with that like light thing going on, they are invulnerable to forward fire, so you can't actually kill them that way. So you kind of got to dance around them a little bit. Usually I just run past them, but sometimes I decide to shoot them. Ah, another cutscene. Mac, where have you been? Well, you see, X, I wasn't existing in any game before this, but now I'm going to betray you, because why the hell not? Because I am introduced as apparently a good guy, but the players know that they shouldn't trust me because I'm actually a bad guy in disguise. Haha, got you. You're far too trusting, X. I'm now a member of Doppler's army. You will make a fine addition to our forces once you have been shown the true destiny of the Reploid race. What kind of destiny are you... Like, what are they putting in your head, dude? This isn't a religious cult or something. Well, that's it. Game over. We got kidnapped, and now we can't get out. I'm just kidding. We get to play as Zero now. Hell yeah! Zero's first playable appearance in the series, and he is very nice, although he does have a slight problem with the architecture coming apart on him, so we'll have to deal with that. Think fast, Zero. Think fast. I don't know how much HP these guys in the air have, but I don't know. It seems like sometimes they absorb my fire, and sometimes they don't. It's really weird. But in addition to his buster, Zero also has, as you can see on his back there when he's standing still, he has another weapon that will help him. So you can shoot 2 charge shots, just like in X2, and then swing the Z-Saber, his new weapon for this game. And the Z-Saber is hella powerful, so let's see, I want to go like that, so I can get away from that, then keep jumping, because those spike balls will alternate which wall they're on, and you'll see why in a minute. But we want to keep jumping from platform to platform, because that guy is an asshole, so we don't want to deal with him. Alright, I'm going to charge up before we go in here, because I think this is where the mini-boss, I should say. The mini-boss of this area is. Yeah, so here's where X has been kidnapped to. And now we got to fight Mac. I think he has iframe, so I'm not really sure. He takes 1 Z-Saber slash, and he's dead, so... Get down from there, X. No sleeping on the job. Are you okay, X? Thanks, Zero. I'm okay. I'll check around headquarters again. Be on your guard, X. So you don't get kidnapped again. And again, was he really kidnapped if he was taken to the HQ room where him and Dr. Kane had all those conversations in the last game? I don't know, I guess it depends on your point of view. Well, anyway, we're back in control of X now, and we have significantly less life and power to deal with. But it does introduce an interesting dynamic where it sort of shows you could be this powerful later in the game, just like they did in X1. Can't tell if that's pandering or not, but I don't know, I like it. But here's the actual boss, that crazy robot thing from the opening cutscene. He's vulnerable to the X-Buster just like all the rest. I find it hard to dodge his attacks though, but like that one specifically, because sometimes he'll use it where he'll push it right at you, and sometimes he won't even push it at you. He'll just pretend like he's not even aiming at you. It's really weird. I don't know what it's all about, but we got him all the same, so. Alright, Conker, take it easy. Hopefully we'll see you later in the stream. It's going to be a little bit of a shorter one today, but I might see you later. If not, we'll see you on the next one. But we got rid of the guy. Hooray! Looks like we've swept most of the enemies out of here. Couldn't you have just pulled the text box down a little bit? Or let us go lower on the platform? I'll go back and check on headquarters. Call me if you need me. See you later, X. Well, aren't we both going back to headquarters? I mean, I need to report to whoever our leader is now, I think. Well, whatever. Doesn't matter. Save complete. Let's look at the Mavericks that we have to deal with this time. So they don't give you an indication of where everything is and like what the names of the stages are in this one, which is a little bit of a letdown, if I'm being honest with you. But anyway, we'll see what we can do. So we have the storage facility with Blast Hornet, the ice Iceberg or Ice Town. I don't know the name of this stage, but it has Blizzard Buffalo as its boss in that area. The airfield with Gravity Beetle. The waste disposal facility with Toxic Seahorse. The biodome with Neon Tiger. The mining facility with Tunnel Rhino. I would guess that was the harbor with Crushed Crawfish. And the power dome, or the power facility, with Volt Catfish. It's like the Thunderdome, except this time less death. Now, the thing about Mega Man X3's Mavericks is that, to be honest with you, they're probably the most challenging, and I kind of say that in quotes because some of them have exploits that make them some of the easiest Mavericks in the entire series, but the ones that don't have exploits to them are actually decently challenging, and I have a hard time picking one specifically at the very beginning of the game and just rolling with it without going and grabbing a few upgrades first. So I actually have a list of how I'm going to start, and I'm going to start in places that might seem a little weird at first, but it's because I'm not planning on beating the bosses of those stages at first. So, no idea who's optimal to start. Spin the wheel and pick one. Yeah, it's pretty much what it is. It's pretty much a roulette, because honestly, all of them are fairly challenging, except for, well, this one and this one. If you want some tips on where to go, this one, if you start with the crab, like Todd just said there, he actually has one of the better weapons in the game that you can use to fight a lot of the enemies there. And if you want one that's sort of not as challenging, the thing with it though is that Blizzard Buffalo and Tunnel Rhino, they're not that challenging of bosses, but their stages are long and arduous to get through for a character that's at base level. Without a few hard upgrades and maybe an E-Tank or two. Might take a little bit of doing to get through them. I don't know, it depends on... I'm not sure if I'm going to make them look easy or hard at this point, but by the time we get to Blizzard Buffalo's stage, which he's going to be the second Maverick we defeat, I think, if I don't mess up and accidentally beat one of them, or two, that's happened on the test run. He's going to be the second one that we beat. Tunnel Rhino will be the first one, but we're not going to go to either of their stages first. In actuality, we're going to the biodome first. To take on... Actually, we're not taking him on because he's just going... I'm going to probably just let him kill me, to be honest with you. But I'm interested in the power-ups that are in the stage for... Neon Tiger. It's going to be another Marvel's Ultimate Alliance coming to the Switch. Nice! I haven't played Marvel's Ultimate Alliance, to be honest with you, but I've heard some good things, so I imagine it'll be pretty good. Hello there, Mr. Dragonfly. So these dragonflies have platforms on their heads, which is why I just jumped all over that other one. And you can actually jump on top of them, and they will transport you to different areas in the stage. Sometimes they're a little finicky about coming down to see you, though. Like that one just did, but yeah, you gotta be right with your timing, pretty much, to come see them. I'm gonna try to... You know what? Screw it. There's nothing up that particular ledge there, so we're not gonna bother with it. This one right here is actually important for something, and I'll tell you what that is in a minute. But first, as you can see, whenever you shoot, the dragonflies also shoot their little bomb thing, so you gotta be a little careful. But, I mean, we'll be fine. There's already a health pickup right here. Now, those guys over there are a little bit challenging. Their spike balls that they have there extend out of decent range, so you got to be a little careful with them. But directly above me is actually an E-Tank, and I'd like to grab it if I can. So let's see if I can get on this dragonfly's head real quick. Damn it. There we go. Got it. Yeah, I usually come here first because I can get our first E-Tank, and also our first heart if I come here first, so... See ya. Whoop. I'm just going to jump over him too. Wow, that was stylish as hell, and I will never do that again, even if I try. Anyway, let's keep going. Start filling up our E-Tanks a little bit if we can. Okay, now these guys here will just block your progress. They're sort of like those ones that were in that first stage in X2, and they showed up occasionally in other spots. They're not too bad. They only take a few hits, and then they're down, so... And you can hit them preemptively before they start drilling, and then, well, they're pretty easy. I don't think I can get that guy without jumping off the walls here. There we go. But yeah, as you can see, I only hit him with a single pellet there. and if it would have hit him there, it actually kills him. But these guys take 2 hits to kill. So in the air, they didn't fix dash shooting, but on the ground, they did. It's a little bit of a weird oversight, but whatever. Anyway, we can't get through here just yet, but we will once we get a specific weapon, so we'll work on that in a little bit. These guys, I didn't really say anything about them earlier, but they shoot 3 bombs at you when they attack. So, let's see if I can hop down here. Gotta watch for the enemies, though, but there we go. Okay, we're already at a mini-boss. Nice. I think this is a mini-boss, anyway. Yes, it is. So, you remember those centipede-looking dudes that flipped and flew around on the in underwater stages and stuff in X1? These guys are like their nasty cousins. Well, this guy is like their nasty cousin. He shoots bombs that travel along the ground when he is up in the air. They're a little hard to dodge, if I'm being honest. Whoop. You gotta go underneath them like that, or just kill them like that. Oh god. Yeah, when there's multiple ones out, it gets a little hard to dodge around them, but damn it. I don't think he's too tough, but he can be slightly challenging for a new person who hasn't played this game before, or somebody who's just out of practice, like I was when I first did this. I'll admit my faults, I'll be honest. We'll see what happens. If you die to this guy, which may happen here at some point, you have to start the entire stage over, so it's probably in your best interest to not die to him, if you can afford not to. Oh god. There we go, got him. Let's see if he drops any life energy for me, because that would be pretty nice. But you get a checkpoint after beating him, I think, so should be good to go. After this. Drop any life energy? Of course you didn't. Why would you? That's fine, we'll be fine. Maybe I'll get some from new enemies up ahead here. But we do need to get to basically the end of the stage here, so we'll see what I can do. Huh, wonder what this does. Apparently it does nothing, but we'll figure that thing out later. So don't worry about it for now. It does something, but I can't do anything with it just yet, so... Ay, almost scraped my ankles there a little bit. Oh god, that was not very smart of me. Apparently when they shoot, they drop along the ground like that. Oh god. I'm not doing so well. Drop some energy for me? Okay, well, since they're not dropping any for me, I'll just pop that real quick just to give myself a teeny little extra boost here, just in case. You can never be too careful. I don't even think that charge shot hit that guy. One of the things about charge shots in this game is that if they hit an area on an enemy that does not have frames where you can shoot it, it will absorb the entire shot instead of dealing some partial damage. It kind of sucks. It's more noticeable in this game than it is anywhere else, though. Anyway, another mini-boss. Hello? Mini-boss. Hello? Apparently it didn't spawn. Alright, cool. I'll take that. It's probably a glitch, but no, it's not a glitch. It's actually, those rooms will show up in several of the stages. As a matter of fact, in all of the stages. And they're there for a specific reason, but I can't tell you what that is just yet. Just know that once we beat a couple of Mavericks, we'll know what that's for. These little guys are nasty because they actually they go along the ground like that, and they will eat up the ground, turn into spikes, and, well, we all know how spikes and Mega Man interact, so we don't want to deal with that if we can afford not to. I think we're almost there. Yeah, this is the last guy right here that I need to worry about. Is this Dragonfly dude, and he doesn't really have hitboxes on him. Did he just leave? Hello, Dragonfly. Where'd you go? I actually need you. I need your help. Can you go that way, please? No, apparently not. Alright. I may have to go backwards then, just a smidge. Okay, so we gotta go like that, then go like that, then go like that, and get on top of him, because he needs to go this way, and if you dash off, there you go, you can grab your first heart. Nice. Normally it's a little tough to get here without the air dash, because, well, oh, and by the way, we don't have that anymore. It's not, our armor from X2 broke, so now we're back down to base armor X. So we can dash, jump, but not jump, and then dash in midair. So I needed that Dragonfly to get that first heart. Now, the boss of the area is Neon Tiger, and as I said, we will probably, as a matter of fact, I'm almost 100% certain we will die to him, especially this attempt. I can probably beat him at this point, but, why the hell would I? See, he's not too challenging, because he'll just keep jumping on the walls and stuff. I'm just going to run into him. Forget this. Kill me! Thank you. Yeah, I could beat him at this point, but, I'll have a reason to come back to his stage later, after I get a little bit stronger. He'll be a joke by that point, so... Or I'll be in a hurry and I'll totally get hit by him a bunch. You never know. We'll find out. But yeah, typically this is how I beat him. The Ray Splasher that he uses there, if he's on the left like that, you only need to jump over the third bullet. The rest you can just let fly by. And this is pretty much how I beat him, is just doing this. If you end up on the right side, it's the same thing. Third bullet, jump over it, the rest of them just let him go. So, but yeah, that's the gist of the boss fight right there. He's not too hard. I'm getting overzealous, though. I shouldn't let him beat me. Or I shouldn't beat him, rather. Trying to get him to his phase 2, but he hasn't initiated it just yet. He will in a minute, but... Basically, every boss in X3 has an overdrive state, which is sort of like the phase 2 of their boss fight. They gain a new attack, and they usually gain some form of hyper armor that allows them to become slightly more challenging. Let's see if he does it. There we go. So that attack is very strong right there. Obviously, you don't want to get hit by it. The best way to avoid it, jump up on the wall, then jump over him when he jumps at you. So, like, let's see if you can do it again. I'll just see if I can avoid it. Okay, so jump up and then jump over. And that's how you avoid it. But I'm not going to avoid him because, again, I want to die, so... This is the hardest boss in X3 based on pattern alone. Figures that I'd take him on first. Yeah, X3's bosses are pretty hit or miss because a very large number of them are... you'll get some deja vu, I'll just say that, when you're fighting them. Be like, have I been here before? Oh, that was the boss of the last stage, right. I think this is my last life before he kills me, so... And if you're wondering, for the folks at home, why I'm letting him kill me, trust me, I have a plan. I have a specific order that I usually like to go in when I play this game, so we'll make that work. I would like to get him into overdrive state, though, so he can beat my ass again. He did like 8 points of damage last time, so... Come on, Neon! Play with me. There you go. Bah! There we go. Really don't like most of the game's special weapons. Really? Honestly, I find that this game's special weapons are actually really good. Some of my favorites, honestly, in the series for their utility. But, I mean, we can agree to disagree. It's fine. Okay, so we got an E-Tank and a heart at a Neon Tiger stage. We didn't beat him, but we have a reason to come back to his stage later, so we'll go do that. Next place I want to go to get another heart is Toxic Seahorse's stage. This heart actually doesn't take too much to grab. I'm basically going to the stages where you need 0 upgrades in order to grab these, well, upgrades. So, we'll head inside the waste disposal facility to get killed by Toxic Seahorse. Actually, I'm probably going to die before we even get to him, because I'm just going to jump down a bottomless pit or something. Are there bottomless pits in this stage? I don't know. I don't think I've ever dropped into one. I guess we'll find out. Hello there. These guys are slightly challenging. If you stay on level with them, they'll shoot their pellets at you, they'll jump. They take a decent number of hits to kill, but they're not too bad. And I hope you're ready, because we're about to be waist deep in sewage! Yay! Oh god, X, don't open your mouth while you're going through there, man. Come on, that's raw sewage. Gonna get infected or something. Do you want to become a maverick yourself? Because I would prefer a hard pass in that department. Let's see if we can get the hell out of here before X swallows more sewage. Whoa. Those guys are, they interact slightly weirdly with the environment, but, it all works. Usually with those bomb guys, you want to wait for them to finish doing their first attack there, their first volley of bombs, and then you can go ahead and attack them. So this guy, though, I will not be attacking. Well, I will be, but he'll come back in a moment. So because up here is our heart that we can get here. Cool. Hello there. You're hitting a wall. You know that, right? Anyway. Now that we got that, there's nothing else that we can actually grab, not easily anyway, in this stage. Mini-boss? No mini-boss. I mean, those rooms are specifically designed for mini-bosses, or even regular bosses, but apparently there's none that we can deal with right now, so. And over here is that platform that we found in Neon Tiger stage, still nothing doing with that, but down here, we go underwater. And down here is also these turtle enemies. They, if you don't shoot them, they'll start rocketing towards you to try to basically dash into you. But if you shoot them, and kill them, their shields on their backs, or their shells, will actually float to the surface of the water there. Makes some platforming you can do later a little more challenging. But here's a bottomless pit, so So now I will kill myself 2 more times, now that I have a checkpoint pretty close to a pit or spikes, and then we'll move from there. We'll move on to the next stage. Hey, fellas! Bye, fellas! Don't worry, after this I'm actually going to start killing Mavericks. It's fine, I just needed to collect a few things before I decided to do so.
What?
See, right there and right there. Boop! Later, guys. Okay, now that we have an E-Tank and 2 hearts, I think we're ready for our first Maverick. So let's go ahead and take on the mining facility. And we will actually go through the whole stage this time. We won't collect all the upgrades, but this time we will actually be beating the Maverick here, whom is Tunnel Rhino. Yeah, that one wasn't too bad for a Maverick name. It's got a nice ring to it. Sounds powerful, you know. I also like the lead up in his music there. I don't know, I'm kind of hit or miss when it comes to the music in this game, to be honest with you. Some days it really works for me, some days it just totally doesn't, and I don't really have any particular preference. I find, honestly, that this game's music works really well, though, when people remix it. There's a lot of X3 songs that are in my Sights and Sounds list on my YouTube channel, so not too much doing so far. These guys will regenerate their rocks if you let them, but they're not too bad. As for this heart, we actually can't get up there just yet. I mean, I can climb here, but I can't get over the rocks, so we'll have to come back later when we have an arbitrary upgrade that will allow us to get past that rock. It's the most asinine thing I've ever seen, but we'll make it work. Oh, and for those of you at home who are wondering what the boss order I'm going to go in is and how I'm going to handle all of the branching paths that are potentially, well, they're really not branching paths, they're more like conditionals based on whether or not you defeat bosses with their weaknesses later on in the game. I will be doing the same thing I've been doing for the entire X series thus far, which is doing Buster only for the first 8 Mavericks and then moving from there. So take that for what you will. Now these guys down here, when you charge your Buster, they will charge their shots, and it deals significantly more damage. So you probably don't want to charge while you're coming near them. I usually just walk past these guys because they're kind of a pain in my ass. If I'm being honest with you, I didn't need that weapon energy either. Is this a mini-boss? I forget. We're going to find out. I don't think this is the mini-boss. I think this is the other boss room. Yeah, this is the other boss room where nothing happens, so... Well, we don't have to deal with anything in there for right now, so... We do have a new enemy to deal with, this drill guy. I usually just jump past those guys because their drills actually absorb your shots. They don't take any damage from them, so they're a little bit troublesome, and that's why I usually just treat them like a stage obstacle, like a pit of spikes or something like that, and I just walk right past them. You can kill them, it's just hard to get your shots timed in between their drills there and not get hit, that is. So there's a lot of situations like that in X3 where it seems like you pretty much are going to have to take a hit. Like right there. How would you know that that rock was going to fall unless you've played this game before? Lucky guess? Well, then you're luckier than I am. Here's another rock that we can't get over. We'll have to come back again when we get the upgrade that allows us to get past that rock. There's also an upgrade up there that we'll have to deal with. The one over back there where the rock was, that is, that we'll have to deal with. And just slide down this wall, because if you just drop straight down it, well, it won't end well for you. Just like the last one. The last one had a platform here. This one, not so much. And now we fight the mini-boss of the area, because there's no door over there, so something's got to do it for me. There we go. So this guy, the deal with him is whenever you're on a wall, you will be momentarily stunned when he hits the wall with his drill. So what you do is you jump and then stop holding any direction on the stick once you jump. Sometimes you'll get hit, but if you stop holding any direction on the stick, you won't be on the wall and you won't get momentarily stunned. You can get behind him, but then he starts shooting missiles and stuff at you, so it's not ideal. And just like that. Once you get the timing down, it's pretty easy. Just don't make sure you jump with good timing, or else you'll end up eating a face full of drill, which is just not good. High in iron, but something tells me X doesn't need that in his diet. Nor does he need all the titanium and other assorted alkali metals that probably aren't supposed to be ingested by human beings. Not that X is a human being, but you know what the hell I mean. Finally, a mini-boss drops something that's actually useful. I needed that life energy to get me through this final stretch. Because there's a lot of nasty things in this final stretch, and by that I mean pretty much just those drill guys along with these guys kind of mixed together in a non-conforming pattern that makes it a little hard to deal with. Whoops. Stop charging, so these guys stop charging as well. I think they take like 3 hits to kill. Gotta be a little careful. I like how I said stop charging, and I just totally started charging again, like nothing happened. Okay, let's get up there. Whoa! Hi. You do you. I'm gonna go up here. Bye. Yeah, I usually take a significant amount of damage from this section. Here's the last hard part right here. Gotta go without this guy noticing you. I actually got through without getting hit. What the hell? Cool. Alright. If you take too much damage there, don't worry too much about it, because even if you're low on life energy, there's actually a mechanic in this game where you can do this. You can, when you go on the start menu, you can press the R button, and 0 is available. So if you decide you want to, you can switch over to 0 by pressing start. And then he'll say, X, I'm on my way. And he'll switch over, and he has all of his HP and everything. He's still really strong. He's still got the Z Saber and everything like that, so you can still do some double charge shot action, slash things with the Z Saber to instantly kill most of them. The only trouble with 0 is that once you walk up to the boss room, he gets stage fright, and X has to come and handle it himself. 0, I'll handle this. So, yeah, you can't play a 0 in the boss rooms. I think you can use him to beat mini-bosses, but I'm not 100% sure about that, because I barely ever use 0, to be honest with you, in this game. There is a reason you can use him, though. It actually comes in later in the game, but we'll get to that later. Here's Tunnel Rhino. Probably going to die the first time fighting him, but we'll see. And that's the reason why, is because he can kind of juke you. And when he jukes you, well, things don't end well for you. See, he's juking me there. Thankfully, this is the first game in the series where you can hold down the dash button when you're on the wall and just dash immediately coming off of it. So, okay, let's start actually charging up. Doing this, but yeah, pretty much that's what he does. Is he'll jump on, or not jump on. He'll dive into the walls, and he'll also temporarily stun you. Just like the mini-boss of the area, so he could also pivot just like that, and that makes it a little harder. In Phase 2, below half HP roughly, he gets hyper armor on some of his charges, which makes it impossible for you to shoot him, as you can see, and makes it a little harder to fight him. So let's just wait it out, and then boop, there we go, got him. not too bad. He's one of the easier bosses, like I said, to defeat here in X3, so he's typically the one that I take on first. Pretty much just watch for when he pivots and like stops without hitting the wall, and that's the only really challenging part of the fight. But we got him all the same. Nicely done, X. And just like that, we get our first special weapon. Mode 7 enabled and everything. Nice. So for defeating Tunnel Rhino, we get Tornado Fang. Looks cool. It's a drill on a missile, so it looks and sounds pretty cool, but it's not as cool as you'd like to believe. It is useful, however, in getting through some stage obstacles, like that cracked wall that was in Neon Tiger stage. So we'll be using it mostly for that because its damage is pretty negligible, even though it's a drill on a missile. You'd think it would deal lots of damage, but no, not really. Well, anyway, with Tunnel Rhino out of the way, I actually have to consult my ye old Google document that has my boss order here, because I'm not really sure where to go next. This is the second bit of quote-unquote backtracking that I'm going to do, because we need to go to 3 different stages after this, none of which we're going to beat the boss in, so yeah. Okay, I know where I'm going now. Cool. Just had to take a quick look, that's all. Alright, so next stage we want to go to is the storage facility, because there's a couple of upgrades we can grab here, one of which is really important for some of the other stages, so. But we'll head to the storage facility and we will encounter Blast Hornet. Nice. I approve. Good name. He's probably the Maverick that has the biggest change in terms of his stage's music. That's something that I didn't really explain, was that in the X Collection on the PS2 that I would have been playing here, we would be hearing some slightly different music for X3, because the version that they included in that version of the game was the X3 that was on the PlayStation 1, not the Super Nintendo version, which we're hearing here. So the music in that one is different. It's I think it's polarizing on the internet, to be honest with you. Some people like it, some people don't. But this stage sounds really like urgent on the PS1 version. It's got like this weird sounding like synth guitar alarm thing going on in the background. So it's interesting, but I don't know. I was never a big fan of the soundtrack, to be honest with you, in this game until I mean, the SNES version, it just sounds more appropriate, I guess, to what we're playing. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being nostalgia blind. Maybe I'm just being an X1 and X2 fanboy. Anyway, we can't really get up there without doing like a pixel perfect jump. Maybe, I think, but if we had the air dash, it would be a lot easier to get up there. There's a platform up there that we don't know what the hell it does. The one that was in Neon Tiger stage and Toxic Seahorses stage. We don't know what they do yet, so that's the thing. There's also something up here, but there's a big wall of spikes there, so we're not going to be grabbing anything up there anytime soon, so we'll make it work. Hello. Let's get down this conveyor belt first before we go doing anything crazy. I had a feeling you'd be at the end there. I think, yep, got to be careful dropping down there because there's another bottomless pit. So, another one of those cases of X3 saying, "Ha! Gotcha!" Even though there's no way you would have known that unless you played it one time and actually fell in the pit. I think this is where our mini-boss is. Yep. Little Buzzy Beetle. Anyway, we're fighting Mode 7 again, so that's just great. Now, in the first phase, every time you shoot Mode 7 here, it jumps. So that's why I'm shooting it. Now, you want to just shoot it because it's going to start spinning on the walls and doing all that crazy stuff. It does have a stun duration, basically. I don't really know how to say it, but it has like iframes on its... when you shoot it, it's not just getting hit, even though you keep hearing like the damage going up, like... It's not actually taking damage if you just spam pellets like this. Every pellet gives it basically a period of invulnerability, excuse me, just like the Mavericks that you fight at the end of the stages. So it's best to just charge shot and then stop and then charge again, charge shot and stop. It's a little easier than fighting it the other way. Takes longer the other way, you know? And I think it only has 3 patterns. After the one that it showed there, it'll just switch to the next one, so... Anyway, here's the facility. I usually like going up this wall, because I think there's a, yeah, there's a missile guy here. Makes your life a living hell if you don't. Or just makes my life a living hell, because I'm not charging my shot. Just doing that. There we go. Let's get over him, then fly up this way. There we go. Huh. Well, there's no indication that we can do anything with these, but if we get the Tornado Fang out, we can break these boxes. Nice. Not useful here, but in a minute it will be useful, so just give it a second. You can actually kind of see it because you can see that the floor below these guys is cracked, so if you do this, there they go. Then you can head down here. More cracks in the walls, more Tornado Fang. That will break the wall right there. We'll worry about that in a minute because I want to go here first. Let's explore all these facilities before we do anything else. Huh. Well, that opened up a floor panel. We'll have to work on that. Let's get rid of this one first. And this actually is the beginning. Never mind, it's not. This one's the beginning back here. Go, wow. Huh. Didn't see that floor panel not being there. I wonder what that's all about. Well, we can't break that wall, so we'll have to deal with that in a minute. But let's go down this floor panel first. Just slide down to be sure. Another kidnap thing. Let's get rid of it. And here we have our first ride armor, the Chimera armor. X3 actually has 4 separate ride armors that you can find in the levels. And if you want to get the best upgrade in the game, the ultimate upgrade, you actually need to find all 4 of them. My personal favorite is this one, the Chimera armor, because it's typically the one that I use more than once total in the game. I use this actually for quite a few things in this game. So we'll do some carnage with this thing, wreck some shit as we go along. And I actually do need it in a minute for something other than this mini-boss, a supply ship. Now, you can't beat the ship because you can't punch it, but you can jump up and destroy the supplies that it's going to carry. Only thing about this fight, though, is that this actual fight here will not carry over if you don't defeat Blast Hornet at the end of the stage, so you'll have to come back and I'm pretty sure beat this supply ship later, because there's a level later on where the placement of a bunch of different stuff in the level is dependent on whether or not you defeat this or destroy the supplies on this ship, I guess. You can get an upgrade, a heart, if this ship is destroyed. Well, not destroyed, but if the supplies are destroyed. But I think I've gone to that stage without beating Blast Hornet here, even when I've defeated the supply ship there, and it doesn't carry over. It pretends like the supply ship still made it to its destination with all the boxes on board, which makes no sense. But up here, after jumping out of the Chimera armor, we get a heart. So that's good. And in here is another sub-boss room. I don't think this one's going to have anything in it, though. Nope. You can move right afterwards. It has nothing in it. So this actually looks familiar. This looks kind of like, was it Tunnel Rhinos or Neon Tigers? I think Neon Tiger stage had a similar stage structure like that there. Let's see if I can find a bottomless pit. Spikes? Well, that'll do. But yeah, we don't want to head to the end of this stage either. So. Oh, I gotta start all the way back here. Well, guess I can't use those spikes then, can I? Uh-oh. Let's not outrun that missile. I think, though, if I go down here and then I let the elevator go and then I jump down below it, it's a bottomless pit, so... Yep. Cool. Then we'll just go there, since I don't have to go any further in this stage. Once you get the Chimera armor and the heart here, if you're following along at home, that's the end of my involvement with this stage for now. We'll come back in just a little while. Not too long. Probably one more Maverick will beat, and then we'll be back here to take on the actual boss of the stage, so... Don't worry about it too much. We'll get back here. This, however, does carry over the fact that you've destroyed that stuff. So I think it's still there even if you leave the stage, actually. So I forget. Let's see. Oh, whatever. I don't need to worry about that. I was checking what my what Colonel's message was that he sent me over my email there. It was just a thing for PlayStation Plus. Okay, so we took care of the Chimera Armor and the heart there. Next up is the Harbor. Okay, so we're going to go to these two stages next to get one upgrade apiece in them, so let's go do that. I specifically needed the Chimera Armor in order to go here, so that I can grab an upgrade from the stage where we will eventually be fighting Crush Crawfish. You know, for a crawfish, that's actually not too bad. Hey, Omega Theory, how's it going? Your PS Plus ran out? Yeah, mine's due to run out pretty soon, man. I've been subsisting on PlayStation Plus cards that I got last Christmas, and it's getting pretty close to the point where I'm gonna not have it anymore. Thankfully, I don't really need it for too much because I don't play a lot of online games on the PlayStation anymore. So, well, anyway. So this is Crush Crawfish's stage, and if you go back this way after coming down from those cranes, you can find a ride armor platform. So that's what this is that you can summon your ride armor in the stage so that you can use it to help yourself in certain areas. So let's summon the Chimera Armor and see what we can do with it. Hook a brother up, yeah. Seriously, hook a brother up. Well, we'll both need to get hooked up. Hey, I'll go beg on the streets if you'll go beg with me. We'll play video games for PS Plus cards. Something like that. How wooed! He busted up my platform. Good thing I have this armor to just jump over it. So anyway, to get the upgrade here, you need the armor. You can't use Tornado Fang for the cracked wall that we're going to see right about here. You have to use the right armor to blow this up. But inside is another heart. Nice. So let's get down here and see what we can do. How wooed. Man, that guy was just rude to the core. Now I could go kill myself right there. Actually, I don't think I can kill myself right there. I think down there is something important. Yep. You need the right armor to get in here as well. I guess I can show this while I'm here, because it's something we may come back to at some point. Is that a Dr. Light capsule? He's going pink. I mean, that's a cool look, Dr. Light, but this isn't Breast Cancer Awareness Month. What the heck are you doing? While playing handhelds? Yeah, something like that. Enter this capsule, X. Install this body chip. This chip will increase your defensive ability. Your defense shields will be enhanced, and you will receive even less damage. Remember, X, your system can handle only one of the 4 enhancement chips. So yes, this is a new mechanic to Mega Man X3. There are 4 enhancement chips in different stages. There's also 4 upgrades that you can get. And they're interlocked because you actually can't get the chip for whatever body part without getting the upgrade for that same body part. So what Dr. Light's going to tell me in a minute is that entering this capsule will do absolutely nothing for me right now because I don't have the body armor. So there it is. X, you do not have the part. You do not yet have the part this chip will be installed in. So now you have to go get the part and come all the way back instead of, I don't know, calling a salvage team and just taking this capsule back to HQ. I mean, that's what I'd do, but yeah, we can't get anything from that yet, so we'll just leave it alone. Let me go find an actual bottomless pit to kill myself in now because we don't need to be in this stage anymore. You got the Switch? I have a Switch as well, though it's not personally mine. It's owned by my brother, so I'd have to beg, borrow, and steal from him, but we'll make it work. Just play Smash Ultimate or something like that on the street. I'm no good at it, but I'm sure I'll get some practice in if it means we can beg for PlayStation Plus cards. See if I can get past this guy. Cool. Bye. Let's not go down there anymore, and then... Whee! Then I got that need cash, yeah. Don't we all there, Omega Theory, don't we all? I just need a steady source of income back, man. It's been a little rough not having a job for the past few months, I'll be honest with you. Although, to be honest with you, in addition to that, I don't think that I would have it as challenging without having a steady source of income. I have like some money saved up from when I had a job, so that's how I can sustain myself, but it wouldn't be as challenging if it wasn't for the fact that I have to also deal with school stuff, and that gets very expensive after a while, so Yeah, I'll get a steady income back eventually, but not at this point, so eventually. Okay, last stop on our little sidetracked backtracking, well, not really even backtracking because we've never seen these stages before, but last stop on our little journey here is right in here to the electric facility. Let's go complain to the electric company about the steep prices of my internet bill. I'm sure they'll listen. They definitely won't send a Maverick after me. Specifically, Volt Catfish. Yeah, I don't think you can make a catfish threatening. Sorry. They're already threatening enough in real life. They bite like a maniac. Have you ever seen a catfish bite before? It's nasty. Can't say I've ever experienced that myself, but I'd rather not, so... Anyway, those guys that stand on the wall there, they'll shoot projectiles at you, and they will also, when they get down on a certain amount of HP, they'll heal themselves. So, well, not heal themselves, but they'll put up that electrical light thing, and that prevents you from shooting them unless you deal enough damage to get rid of their electrical light thing. So it's a bit of a pain, but usually I just walk right past them. I mean, they don't really threaten me, and if they're directly on the ground, well, so much the better. Get rid of them. Guys, I'll let that elevator go. It's fine. I don't need it that badly. Ow. Ultimate's coming to Switch. Yeah, I heard you say that before. Unfortunately, I've never played anything for Marvel's Ultimate Alliance, so I can't really judge one way or the other whether that's good or bad, but I'm glad you're excited for it. Ow, again. I'm not really good with these guys, am I? We don't have to go too much farther to get the E-Tank, I don't think. That's what we're grabbing in this stage. Oh, actually, no, I forgot. We do have to go a little bit to get the E-Tank. You can go up there, and you can get a heart upgrade from up there, but first of all, you can't get back after you... basically, it's over a pit of spikes, and there's a wall above it. So once you get over there and get the heart, there's no way to get back from it, and also, in addition to that, you have to start the whole stage over, because there's no checkpoint just yet. So I'm going to... hard pass on that one for right now. We'll just keep going. We will make our way this way first, and we'll just get the E-Tank this time. There are a couple of other upgrades that I don't think we can get them just yet. There's another upgrade up that elevator shaft there, but we can't get that one without the arm upgrade. So we'll come back for it. We'll come back for it. Wow, I forgot that those guys do that. Get out of here. There we go. Okay, is this going to be another one of those rooms that doesn't have anything in it, or is there actually going to be a boss here? Nope, no boss. Alright, that's cool. Saves me a little bit of time. Ah, this is the room I was looking for. Okay, so in order to get the E-Tank in this room, it's a bunch of like electrical wiring and pylons and additional pylons and that sort of stuff, but you want to come up here because up here is another ride platform. So let's grab our Chimera armor. We'll take it with us. I'm sure it'll help with dealing with some of the electricity around here. As long as it doesn't overload my systems, I think I'll be okay. Oh, we got overloaded. And just like that, because your ride armor is such a fat ass, he breaks the floor, and there's another E-Tank. Cool. Unfortunately, that means you have to abandon the ride armor down here, but, I mean, it's alright. Not a huge deal. Lose some weight down there, buddy. Well, anyway, let's keep going, see if I can find another pit to jump my ass into. Oop. Avoided one just to get hit by the other. Story of my life. Hello, fellas. Do you have any bottomless pits around here? I'm sure there's one with my name on it. It's calling out somewhere. Oh, this part right here sucks because you got to make this very specific jump in order to not get hit by that thing if you don't have the leg upgrade, and I'm no good at it. So I'm just going to take the hit. There we go. And still take another hit. Not that I mind, but... Well, since it doesn't appear like there are too many... Okay, there we go. Areas where I can kill myself here. I was going to say, we'll just go to the boss, and then we'll let him kill me, but I died, so... Yes, I heard Joker is confirmed for Smash now. I still don't believe it, because there was no gameplay in the reveal video, but, yeah, they wouldn't lie to us, so... I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. It's cool, though. I've actually played a teeny little bit of Smash Ultimate. My brother got it on the midnight release for the Switch there. Haven't played much of it because he's kind of enthralled with it right now. It's one of those games, you know, where he's done a lot with it and he has a lot to do in it. He has to unlock all the characters and do all that stuff, so he's a busy bee with it, and I'm letting him have it. Okay, I should not do the same thing I did last time. Almost got away with it. Yeah, I don't know how much Smash Ultimate we'll be playing here on the stream. Probably none, because I'm no good at online competitive fighting games, so... Okay, well, we can check out the boss while we're here. Might as well. I don't think I can beat the boss at this point. I have a bit of a hard time with this boss without the leg upgrade, but we'll check him out anyway. Here's Volt Catfish. So what he'll do is he'll jump along the stage and flop along, and then he'll shoot electricity at you. In one of two different directions. He'll either use it like that, and he'll shoot it above you at the wall, or he'll shoot it in that little electric ball. Now what you gotta do is you gotta get on top of the wall, and then let him shoot it, so that you don't get smushed by it, or else you'll just take damage from it like that, so... It's a lot of wall climbing in this fight. It's a little bit tricky, if I'm being honest with you. Well, actually, the hard part's coming up. But you gotta get behind him, basically, so he doesn't do anything crazy. The hard part's coming up in phase 2, which is coming up in just a second. I think he's going to do it now. Yeah, when he jumps to the center of the room like that, you know he's in phase 2. What'll happen here is he'll start shooting out a ton of projectiles in a random order. Now, there is a pattern to this, but I'm no good at recognizing it while I'm doing commentary. Basically, there's a sound effect that plays when he's doing that, and it plays 8 times. On the 8th time that it plays, you guys can probably hear it better than I can. That's when you're supposed to get out of the way, 7th or 8th time, because he'll start charging at you when he hits the 7th or 8th sound effect. I'll see if I can demonstrate it here. If not, I'll probably be able to demonstrate it during the fight. I might turn the volume up for that part so I can actually hear it, but we'll see. Let's get on the wall in case of Tri-Thunder, which is what that is. Well, it's technically Triad Thunder, but I like Tri-Thunder better. Just rolls off the tongue a little better, you know. Right, let's go this way. Wow. I gotta get up because he might... Nope, never mind. So he might try Thunder there. He will jump twice occasionally as well, so you gotta be a little careful. He pretty much does that when he's trying to position himself in such a way where he's gonna shoot off a Triad Thunder. It doesn't always happen, but... yeah. So he's not too bad, it's just... there's a few tricky spots that he puts you in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So yeah, I got hit by a projectile there, but you can kind of hear it. It's that crackling rock sound effect there. 6, 7, 8. You'll still get hit by the projectiles if you're not careful, but and yeah, also he has hyper armor on this whole thing, so. It's a bit of a long fight because of that. I messed that up. So you can't do anything like that there, or else he'll just murder you. Which is actually the intention, but, you know, might as well give it my damnedest while I'm at it. But as you can see, we're kind of at the point now where we've got enough life upgrades where I can pretty much take on any of the bosses I feel like, so... Are they going to add Hyperdimension Neptunia in the Marvel Universe to Smash Ultimate? Probably not. It's mostly focused on Nintendo characters, though they have been making more exceptions than usual to it lately, in terms of adding more than just Nintendo characters to it. I mean, Solid Snake's in it, Cloud's in it, there'll be a few other exceptions to the rule that I'm not... But Bayonetta's in it as well. Mostly Nintendo focused, though, so they probably won't be adding anything third-party without express permission from said third party, and they're pretty much only going to be adding characters that are relevant at the current point in time. that theory going around the internet that Sora was going to be in Smash from so many years ago, Sora from Kingdom Hearts, may actually come true for once now, because Kingdom Hearts 3 comes out in a month and a half, and they're going to be releasing DLC characters for Smash Ultimate at around that time. So, but I am not the authority on that. My dad doesn't work for Nintendo, so I can't say anything one way or the other. It's going to make a difference. All right, so next is Gizzard Gigolo, right? Yeah. Yep, here we go. Let's go have a fight with him. So he'll be our second Maverick that we're actually going to defeat. And because of all of the stuff that I bothered to go and backtrack to the stages to get, now we can actually collect everything in his level in one go. That's a first. So let's go do that and fight Blizzard Buffalo. Oh good, another ice level. Yay. This one's particularly nasty too because the ice makes you slip. Granted, it's not much slipping, but I mean, there's spikes and other things that you would expect to find in this situation. These slopes like that are pretty much the worst defenders because they make you slide quite a ways when you go down them, and you'll end up with situations like this where there's a bit of spikes, and if I couldn't jump off walls there, I would have been dead. Anyway, here's a ride platform. Let's grab our Chimera armor. We don't need to use it here. We can use the Tornado Fang for what I'm about to use this for, but might as well. I think there's some spikes down here that'll make a difference here, so let's just use the thing that's immune to spikes, shall we? Hop our way down here. Might as well use the ride armors while I can. They don't really get too much spotlight in the other games in the Super Nintendo era. But there's a heart, and we can't take it out of the pit with us again, so I mean, I probably could go grab another one if I go over there, but we don't need it. Ow. Well, we don't need to be up there anymore. I think I want to go up here, if I can get there without the ice pushing me off. There we go. Hello, fellas. Just grab your life upgrades or life energy there. Please and thank you. Oh, hello. Whoa. Gotta be a little careful there. Are we full on E-Tank? Yes, we are. Okay, cool. I thought so. I didn't hear the little beep boom thing, so that usually means you're full on E-Tank. Did I just hit my face on the wall and bounce off? Oh, that sucks. Sorry there, X. That probably hurt a little bit. Well, I didn't take damage, so evidently not. But yeah, another room that's completely empty. We'll see what those do momentarily here, so they'll be more useful to us. Now, if you start slipping down here and you want to get back up there, there is a way to do it. You just have to jump off of the walls here, and you can get yourself a little extra distance if you miss that life energy and you want it. I got it the first time, though, because I knew it was there, so... Oh good, more of these guys. They're exactly the same as their rock counterparts, except they make ice on themselves instead of rock. And, yeah, usually what happens with X3 is that when you see a single type of enemy, there's usually more than one of it in that area, and you'll find it later on. You'll find that that happens a lot in X3. They kind of spam the same type of enemy in these long hallways like that. Now, it appears that there's a bottomless pit below us, but if you go down here, it's not a bottomless pit, it's just a platform with nothing on it, so essentially a bottomless pit that doesn't kill you. Great. That has use later, but I'll explain what that does when it actually becomes relevant. Until then, we'll just keep going. Let's make our way up here. Now there's an E-Tank directly above us, but there's no way to get it without getting the leg upgrade, so we'll have to grab that and come back. Thankfully, the leg upgrade isn't very far away. It's actually in the same stage, so... As a matter of fact, it's right over here. Now, the trouble with this jump is that because of X's hitbox, his hitbox is kind of small, or I guess it's average size, because of his height. But, if you switch to 0 for this part, it actually makes it easier both to grab the E-Tank that's there. I think you can even grab the E-Tank without the leg upgrade. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go try it. And to grab the actual leg upgrade there. So we'll go grab that in a moment. See what we can do. I'm just going to shoot ahead just in case anything decides to jump out at me.
think I might be able to get it from here. No, not quite. Alright. We'll go back up a little. Like up here, maybe. Okay, maybe we can't get it with Zero. I could have sworn you could, but I could be wrong. I'm not the guru here. Also, I gotta watch Zero's health here. Because the thing they don't tell you about Zero is that if he ever loses all of his health in a stage, you can never use him in the game again. So, yeah, I gotta watch his health just a little bit here. So, the jump here is a little tricky. I'll see if I can do it on my first attempt. I don't think so. Oh, we made it. Nice. Yeah, that jump is a little hard with X because his hitbox is smaller, but Zero's hitbox is larger because he's taller than X, so it makes it a little easier to come in here and grab the leg upgrade. And since Zero can't interact with these capsules in this game, we actually have to switch back to X in order to do so. So that's what we'll do. And we'll let X grab his first upgrade from Dr. Light. Enter this capsule, X. Take this leg upgrade. The upgrade will enhance your mobility in the air. You will be able to dash left, right, or even straight up into the air. Well, that does sound useful, doesn't it? We couldn't dash straight up in the air like in the last game, it was just left and right. So it's essentially like getting a double jump, right? About that. So yes, you can dash left or right, just like the air dash in X2, and you can also now dash straight up. The only thing about dashing straight up is that as soon as you let go of up on the D-pad, you'll instantly stop your upward mobility and start moving in whatever direction you're now turning towards. So, if you say need to do a dash and you also need to move slightly left or right, like an air dash like this, but I also need to move slightly left or right to get up here, it's kind of weird to get your brain wrapped around how the air dash straight up works. So, oh, I'm frozen. Well, that's kind of not very nice. Alright. It's funky. It should pretty much just function like a double jump, at least I think so personally, but it doesn't, and that's where it usually gets me tripped up. Just trying not to spawn this hellet if I could afford to. This is called the hellet, by the way. But I couldn't get away with it. Alright, so... Okay, nope, that's not it. Alright, we gotta do this just the right way. I'll grab that, thank you. There we go. Gotta use the ice a little bit to get up there, but there's our E-tank. I think that's all of them now. Yes. So what I've essentially done in the order that I've gone in is, even though we haven't defeated that many bosses, I've gotten all the E-tanks now, and I've also got, I think, 5 or 6 of the hearts pretty quickly. I think it was 6. No, it'll be 6 next stage, I think. Wait, let me look at my list. Hang on. 1 heart, 2 heart, 3 hearts, 4 hearts, 5 hearts as of this stage, and we'll get the rest of the hearts after this. So, but yeah, that's pretty much the order that I like to go in. Now we've done most of the backtracking that I'm going to do in the game. There is another occasion or two where we're going to have to go back to a stage that we've been to before to beat the Maverick or to get an upgrade, but we'll make that work later. Go. We can also go this way slightly to grab some more life energy if we can get up the platform there. I think that's a little hard to recover from right there, though, so... You can also destroy that storm machine that was creating the tornado up above, so... Uh-oh. Just get away from that. Get over here! So I can grab your life energy before it goes away. There we go. Okay, now, let's go to the boss. And there is an exploit with this boss. I'll see if I can do it. I'm not too good at it, but I might be able to do it. We'll see. Because here's Blizzard Buffalo. And he's another Dash Boy. Okay, I didn't quite do it properly there. Basically what happens is that you can actually force him to think... What happens here, essentially, is I'm jumping when he turns around towards me, and he thinks, at least when I do it with the proper timing, he thinks that I am jumping above his head. So he'll try to preempt you by going in the opposite direction. And because of that, you can kind of mess with him that way. Whoa. Let me get around this way. I'm not doing very well at doing it right now, but basically wait till he turns around, then jump. And you can pretty much just loop him like this, so... Well, that's not going to do very good. Ha! Gotcha. But that was pretty much the extent of all of his attacks there. He'll use that Blizzard Beam thing when he's in low health there. Basically, it's his overdrive attack, his phase 2 attack. The ice crystals that he uses, they're a little bit obnoxious, and I think they have slight tracking to you. Like, he'll anticipate where you're moving, and he'll try to shoot them ahead of you. So they're a little obnoxious, but yeah, we got them all the same. And for defeating Blizzard Buffalo, we get our second weapon. Looks like another drill. Great. We get the same color scheme, too. Wow. Frost Shield. That looks more like a spear than a shield, but yeah, it's pretty much another missile weapon there. It's a missile with an icicle on it. So slightly different, but not that much. Meanwhile, in the Fortress of Legion of Doom, he is the Maverick Hunter I failed to catch last time. I had no idea he was so powerful. I hate senility setting in. Bit and bite. So, Medabot and Fatso. Okay, cool. Bring that Maverick Hunter to me. Alive, if possible. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that they're not gonna try to bring him back alive. Just a thought. Affirmative, Dr. Doppler. And off they go. Hello, who's this? Mysterious Maverick. You know, I've never seen him before. He's very mysterious. Yep, definitely doesn't remind me of anybody. Alive, Dr. Doppler, you are so kind. Watch your mouth, or I'll put you back where I found you. Ooh, nice comeback. Even with your enhancements, you are still no match for me. Wow, apparently the Doctor's pretty powerful. Thanks for the upgrade, Doctor, but I have a score to settle. And I'll do it my way. No, I'm not singing that song. Ask Takahata 101 if you want somebody to sing that song. Fine, just make sure you do it. He's like, no, you stay right here where I tell you. No, I'm gonna go do my own thing. Okay, fine. Again, senility's setting in for Dr. Doppler, I think. That's why he keeps scratching his beard. I still can't believe that Maverick Hunter defeated my master twice in the past. Wonder who his master was. I'm sure we'll never know. But there is the implication that he was the reason why Mega Man X2 happened just there. He pretty much said, oh, he, destroyed all of my X-Hunters in the last game. The translation was a little rough, but that pretty much is what happened there. Okay, now that we've defeated Blizzard Buffalo, it's finally time to go and take on Blast Hornet. There's nothing to get in the stage anymore because none of the upgrades that are in there are any good to us, so we'll just move right through the stage as if nothing had happened. And this time we will fight and defeat Blast Hornet! Yeah, there's really only 2 more stages from here until the end of the 8 Maverick part of the stage where we're actually going to have to do any backtracking now. So I pretty much handled most of the backtracking from X3 at this point. So, just so you know, we're going to pretty much start moving things along at a quicker clip here now. I don't think anybody's impatient to see me finishing up this stuff, but yeah. Anyway, let's go up here. So yeah, here's the ride armor platform that I was talking about. Might as well grab our Chimera armor just in case that supply ship comes back. Why the hell not? Actually, I don't think, if I remember right, that it comes back. I think it just doesn't exist anymore in the place where it was, but yeah, I think what you can do is you need a specific armor in order to... There's an armor that you get later in the game that lets you hover, so you can jump and hover over this gap and then jump out of it and get enough height and distance to take care of that little section there.
But the right armor has its own health bar now, so that actually helps a little bit. Lets you see when it will be destroyed, rather than just, you know, trying to figure it out with, you know, on your own. I don't know if this will clear this gap. Let's see. Nope. Alright, see you, Chimera Armor. I barely knew ye. Well, anyway. Let's head back in here and fight Mode 7 again. Because he doesn't get destroyed after all this. Unfortunately for me. A little close there. There we go, got him. Easy as that. As you can see, just spamming the X-Buster at him with the charge shot pretty much takes care of things. Okay, so we're back here. Let me see if that carries over. I guess we'll find out in a moment. Oop. I jumped right into that. My bad. Not very smart of me. Oh, I guess you can clear that out without using the tornado thing. Well, you learn something new every day. So I guess you don't need it for that particular part, but... well, the Chimera Armor isn't down there anymore, unfortunately, so we pretty much just have to keep going without it for now. Okay, so they do stay that way. Okay. Well, that's good to know. I'll just grab that quick little life energy that I recall being there from last time, and let's see what we can do here. Yep, there's the supply ship again. It's okay, we can clear it with regular X as well. See, on the test playthrough, what I didn't tell you was that I actually beat Blast Hornet on the test playthrough. So, like the first time I came here, I just beat him, so I didn't have any reason to really worry about the supply ship. But this time, we gotta worry about it. It's okay, pads out my stream time for today, so it's not like I'm just leaving you guys with an hour and a half of stuff today. There is a specific point that I want to get to today, and I will let you know what that is when we are closer. I don't need that weapon energy, though, so I'm just going to let it go. The only thing is that as long as you destroy the boxes, it's fine. You don't want any of these boxes to show up on the ship. You don't want the ship to take any of them with it, because if it does, they end up... I think basically that's a fail state for the requirement that I was talking about from a later stage. You can also use the leg upgrade to get the heart if you've got that before you come here, but yeah, I didn't bother. Now let's see if this room's populated this time. No, it's not. Alright. Well, I'll tell you what it's populated with once the people that are supposed to be there stop slacking on the job. They're taking a coffee break right now, so I just gotta let them be till they're done. Union designated break! Something like that. Well, be a little careful there. I don't want to drop in that pit that... It's another one of those gotcha pits, you know? It's like Gachapon, except you die. So, infinitely worse than Gachapon. There's some timing there, but it's pretty lenient about the timing with those boxes for them falling on your head. And here's the boss already. Not bad. I'm gonna take a quick drink before we fight him, though. Because I'm okay at fighting. I'm just not great. Okay, now let's go. Probably should have charged up my Buster, but that's okay. We'll make it work. Is that the bee thing from Central Highway and X1 in the background? Never saw a front view of it. It's a little bigger than I remember. Okay, so Blast Hornet, don't get hit by his stinger. When it dings like that, when you see the little glint, that means he's going to start using it. That's when he's going to start charging at you. So basically, charge up your Buster, shoot when he... or rather, dash under him when he glints like that, then shoot the Buster again to kill the little bees that are with him there. As you can see, it's slightly not as easy as it sounds, especially when I'm talking the whole time. Now, at this point, he's pretty much going to get stuck in a pattern. This is his overdrive attack, or phase 2 attack. What it does is you want to shoot him and also shoot these little bees. Basically, he'll shoot out this aiming laser reticle type thing, and moving is kind of a bad thing to do here because it means the bees will start to move with you. Basically, they track you, so I'm going to use one of our sub-tanks since I can, just to make sure that I don't die to him. I'm doing poorly, basically, in this fight, so that's why I'm doing that. But basically, you want to stand on one of the walls and just shoot at him and the bees as they come at you. It's a little easier than trying to dash between walls anyway. So there you go, got him. Barely even needed that E-tank. Probably should have just used the other one, but whatever. It doesn't matter too much if you end up using the E-tanks before, like at this point. If you need it, use it, because there's an easy way to fill up your E-tanks, and I will be showing that off on the next stage. But for now, we got them, so let's get out of here. And for defeating Blast Hornet, we get probably my favorite weapon in the entire series. And I'll explain why in just a moment. It's the Parasitic Bomb, as it's going to tell you right here. What it does is it shoots out a slow-moving projectile. When it hits an enemy, as long as they're not immune to it, it will latch onto that enemy and prevent them from doing anything for a 5-second window. Once the 5-second window is up, they will explode, no matter how much HP they took from your buster. That's only half of the weapon's effect, though. If there are other enemies on the screen when you use the Parasitic Bomb within range, it will rocket the enemy off towards the other enemy and blow both of them up. It's obscenely cool. It's one of the coolest weapon designs I've ever seen in any of these games, and it's great, and I will be using it, like, a lot. It's one of the weapons that I try to use quite often, usually on enemies that are up on, like, vertical platforms above me and stuff like that. So it's pretty damn good, and I really like it, so we'll see if we can use it to great advantage for us there. Next on our list, yep, this is what I thought. So now we can start going to stages that we haven't been to before, and there's only one left that we've not yet been to, and that is this one. The airfield. The place where that supply ship was going to go with the storage capsules. But since we defeated them, we will not see them here as we make our run through the level to defeat Gravity Beetle. Yeah, again, can't make a beetle very threatening. Unlike catfish, though, they aren't very threatening in real life normally. What is threatening is how obscenely good his music in the stage is, though. This is rockin'. Probably one of the better stage themes. They're all pretty good. It's just this one really sticks out in my head a lot, to be honest with you. It's really good. I like it a lot. Anyway, there'd be a bunch of supply boxes here on the ground if it wasn't for the fact that we destroyed them back at Blast Hornet stage, so that's how that goes. Now, if you're wondering what I was talking about when I said, oh, we'll be filling up our E-tanks here, here's the trick to filling up E-tanks in X3. What they don't tell you, it's a kind of a hidden mechanic almost, is that any enemy that you defeat with the Frost Shield will drop life energy. So, this is the area where you do it. Basically, you kill this guy, drop down here, use this again, kill this guy, come back up here, there's another capsule there, kill him, he'll drop life energy. Rinse and repeat ad nauseum until you fill up all your E-tanks, and as you saw before, I have all of the E-tanks at this point, so we will have 4 full E-tanks in a short matter of time here. Yeah, this is pretty much why it's hidden mechanics like this and the extra effects that some of the weapons in X3 have that makes this set of weapons some of my favorites in the series. Probably only X1 can give the weapons in this game a run for their money, and it's still kind of a long ways off if I'm being honest, because X1's weapons are pretty much just good for dealing incredible amounts of direct damage. This game, though, they give you so many options when you're running through the stages, and I'm going to be spamming the shit out of some of these weapons as I go here. How are we doing right now? Pretty close, right? Yeah, about halfway to the full on that 4th one, so just keep doing this. Don't worry about the fact that your Frost Shield is getting used up here. It's not really a huge deal. I think the enemy that we're going to be fighting, one of the sub-bosses we're going to be fighting, is weak to Frost Shield in this stage, but I'm not really too concerned with it, to be honest with you. So the only thing that's a little bit obnoxious about Frost Shield is that it's when it's on the screen, you can't switch weapons, so I pretty much always use the start menu to do that. So anyway, let's test out the new Parasitic Bomb that we got there. Okay, that just hit his missile, so that's not going to do much of anything. There you go. I love that effect. But yeah, basically, locks them in place. Now I can walk right through them and they won't do anything. They blow up after 5 seconds, and then if there are other enemies on the screen, they'll just rocket right towards them and kill them. So it's great. I love it. But there's another heart for us. That's our 6th one, so that's pretty good. Unfortunately, he's a little too high to go down and kill that guy there. He's high on parasitic bombs, you see. No. But yeah, parasitic bomb is really cool. I like it a lot. It's a very interesting and unique weapon. It's not like any... The weapons in this game are kind of unlike a lot of weapons that you'll see in the later parts of the series. They kind of went a little nuts with their ideas with these ones, and it's pretty cool. I like it. Anyway, let's go in here and see if the boss spawns in this one. Nope. Still slacking. Alright, that's fine. Because this is going to be the 4th Maverick we're going to beat. They're waiting quite a long time to spawn these bosses, and I'll tell you what they are in a little while when they actually start spawning. Anyway, here's another air dash puzzle, quote-unquote. Basically just have to get up there, and there's another armor piece. So now we have, well, not an armor piece, but a ride armor piece, I should clarify. Now we can access the frog armor, which is a good underwater option. So we'll use that for something later. It's not that useful, but it has its uses, so... Those little guys will do pretty much nothing. They'll just roll right along like nothing's happening. Until you shoot them, then they get really pissed off and they spawn spikes and they start running at you with extreme prejudice. So let's try to avoid shooting them if we can. Everybody can go on with their lives normally, unless it's that guy, because apparently I didn't like that guy. I'm just gonna go underneath you. Not that I need the life energy for anything, but you know. Okay, let's keep going now. Okay, just another elevator. Gotcha. Let's test out our parasitic bomb again. Disable that guy, come here, grab some energy, and gone. I love parasitic bomb, it's such a good weapon. There's an extra life for us, but it's really nice when you're fighting enemies above you because you can just jump and then disable them from doing anything. And it just makes it a lot easier to climb up obstacles and do a lot of other stuff, so it's nice. I likes it. I likes it a lot. Anyway, another boss here. I don't think they're weak to parasitic bombs, so I'm just going to charge up. Before I go inside, so I can see what it is. Oh no, there's no boss here, I forgot. This is just, it's a fake out. It's the only case where they kind of fake you out with that in this game. We could check on the frog armor since I've got it here, but let's just stick with the tried and true for right now. Stick with the Chimera armor. I've almost got as much HP as the armors do now. That's kind of ridiculous. Yeah, it can help a little bit here because of these thermonuclear bombs that are falling out of place. It kind of sucks, but anyway, let's see if we can platform our way up here. I'm probably not supposed to do this with the ride armor, but I'm going to do it anyway. Funny thing about that thing right there is that I'm pretty sure if I do this, I can grab it, but I don't actually get it. I don't think you get it when you grab that. I'm pretty sure it just phases completely out of existence, which is a little weird, but I don't know how that works with the game's mechanics, but whatever. Anyway, if you take the armor over here, you can blast this open, head this way, cross a path of spikes, jump out of the armor, and then head over here for another breast cancer awareness capsule. Enter this capsule, X. Maybe this one will be the leg upgrade so I can actually grab it. Install this arm chip. Nope, of course not. This chip will increase your attacking abilities. The chip allows damage to your system to be transformed and charged as weapon energy. You will be able to use it to rapidly shoot charged shots. Remember, X, your system can only handle one of the 4. Please make sure that you're sure before you take it. Unfortunately, you can't take it because you don't have the arm part, so come all the way back here once you get it so you can grab it. But yeah, we have to decide which one of the chips we're going to grab, and I'll tell you which one it is when we actually get that far. But we can't take the right armor up here because, again, as I've explained before, Chimera armor's a bit of a fat ass, so he can't climb up walls and stuff. Not like X here. Test out our parasitic bomb again. Ow. Just disable him. Okay, there's nothing for him to... Haha! Nice. I was going to say, there's nothing for him to kill there, but that's okay, we got it. Now pay attention to the background, because you may see something that looks a little familiar if you were here for the Mega Man X1 stream, or if you've just played that game before. Meanwhile, I'm going to charge up because we're here at the boss already. Yeah, see that in the background there? Looks a little familiar, doesn't it? Well, according to the source here, which is pretty much just the manual, I'm pretty sure Gravity Beetle was either in the same unit as Boomerang Quanger, or he was, like his brother? Something like that. I don't really remember. Exactly. What Gravity Beetle will do is he'll shoot these energy projectiles around the room. They're a little bit obnoxious because they deal hella damage, but we have sub-tanks for that, so I should be okay. Yeah, it's hard to avoid those without getting hit by him at the same time, so... Now, in Phase 2, he'll shoot a gravity well, which will allow him to jump higher. Don't hit the gravity well because it will deal damage to you, but, yeah. He gets a lot more hyper armor in this Phase 2, so you gotta be a little careful. But I don't think he shoots projectiles anymore once you get to this stage, so... And if you have the leg upgrade, it's as easy as air dashing over top of him, so... Not too bad. Not too bad at all. But yeah, we should have enough sub-tanks now where I can pretty much get away with using them all by the time we're done with all 8 of the Mavericks. We'll see how true that is in a little bit, but we got them! Alright. And for defeating Gravity Beetle, we get another new weapon. Not exactly one of my favorites, probably one of my least favorites in the game because its utility is kind of all over the place. We get the Gravity Well. What it does is it shoots out that gravity projectile, and if an enemy is not immune to it, it will basically, it won't suck them in, but it will force them to stop whatever they're doing on the screen, and then they'll blow up. It has to be within a certain radius of the enemy to work, though, and usually it only affects enemies on walls or flying enemies, most of which don't take that many hits with the X-Buster to kill anyway. So it's kind of like, it's not so hot, but we'll make it work. Anyway, what's next? I don't think we're backtracking yet. No, we're not. We're going back where we started from, so let's go all the way over here. Now we're finally ready to take on Neon Tiger as he is. I mean, we were ready when we got here, but it's okay. We'll take him on now when we have way too much health on our hands. See if he's any harder than he was last time. I'm going to go out on a limb and say probably not. But there is another upgrade that we can grab in this stage now that we couldn't grab before because we didn't have the Tornado Fang. So, and if you're wondering why I didn't just grab the Tornado Fang before coming here, I wanted the E-Tank in the heart. So, ow. So that's why. But it's a pretty quick jog to get to that thing, so it shouldn't take us too long. Now, I think those guys are the exception to the rule, these drill guys, if you kill them with Frost Shield. I don't think they drop life energy. No, they do not. So, most enemies will drop life energy when you kill them with Frost Shield, but not all. So, well, let's test out Gravity Well while we're at it. Stick in the middle of the stage, and then they shake, and then they blow up. So yeah, it's got a bit of a tracking radius on it, so it's not too bad. It's just I usually don't use it too much. There's usually other weapons that work better for the situation than the Gravity Well, so... Anyway, let's Tornado Fang our way in here. Now, don't just go rocketing off into the room, because if you do, you'll be met with a big fat pit of spikes, so just don't do that. Now, you can get up here without the leg upgrade, but it involves pretty much using a glitch that I'm not very good at, involving switching to 0 and switching back. So we'll just wait till we get the leg upgrade and then we'll get up here. No big deal. And for going up here, we can get a reward from Dr. Light. Enter this capsule, X. Take this X-Buster upgrade. The upgrade will increase the strength of your charged shots. You will be able to shoot 2 charged shots at once. If timed correctly, you can overlap the shots to create a single cross-charged shot. Well, that sounds cool. The upgrade will also allow you to charge any special weapon. Okay, I mean, it sounds like a straight upgrade from X2's version of the arm upgrade. I mean, we pretty much got that with the leg upgrade too, so let's check it out. Unfortunately, just like the up dash from the leg upgrade in this game, X3's additions, not so good. So there's the cross-charge shot that it just showed there, and you can shoot 2 charge shots at once, just like in X2, and you can charge them up all the way as well, so you can kind of do this and then go DNA shot, regular charge shot. The thing about it is that neither of the shots are any more powerful than just this buster shot, so that's the first thing that's the problem. Second thing that's the problem is that if you do the cross-charge shot, there are enemies that, basically the DNA part, those little projectiles that fly out of it there are enemies like those spike guys that shoot their little spike balls at you on the chains from earlier in this stage, who have immunity to your shots at certain parts of their body. Now, if the charge shot hits in any part of their body besides their hit boxes, like where they're actually vulnerable to being hit, the whole shot gets canceled. And that's just obnoxious. It turns this weapon, this supposedly upgrade to the arm cannon, into one of the worst upgrades in the X series for me. And it probably makes a difference in terms of how pronouncedly good the special weapons are in this game, because I usually try to use those over the X-Buster, because at this point in the game, the X-Buster becomes not so good anymore, at least in my opinion. I mean, you can pretty much just use it like you did the one from X2, which is what I'm trying to do right here. But, yeah, not so good. Not so good in my eyes. As you can see, it's a lot harder to even shoot the damn thing in the proper direction now. And it makes this boss actually more challenging than they would be otherwise. The worst part about this thing is that it's slow moving, the DNA shot, and that's the part that really sucks the fun right out of it, you know? Like, look at that. I would have hit if that was the regular X-Buster, but no. Yeah, it sucks the fun right out of the game, pretty much. Especially since you're used to the timing of the regular buster shot, and now you gotta get used to a secondary timing where there's a delay on the shot, so... It's obnoxious. I don't like it at all. Hey Zifrion, how's it going? I'll check your message in just a second once I'm done fighting this guy. Sorry, I see that you said something, I just don't see it yet. I think I'm also doing this slightly to myself, like it's messing up my timing so badly that I'm just not fighting this guy well at all anymore. There we go. I'll just not charge until, like, I can get away with just using the regular shot. Like that. Got him. Cool. There we go. Pink shot allows you to get an extra jump from the leg upgrade. Yeah, I heard about that. It's called like a neon jump or something like that. I've never been able to get the timing down for it properly, so I never really use it for anything. Which makes it pretty much useless in my eyes. I can see how it would be useful for people who can get the timing down, but for a person like me, where timing like that is not exactly easy, my hand-eye coordination is not what it used to be. I don't know. I wouldn't take that as a plus. I can see how it would be useful for some people, but for me, not so much. Anyway, let's just chop our way right through this with our Chimera armor. Jump right on the spikes like we just don't care. Because I don't. I mean, the spikes can't hurt me, so... Alright, and in here. Will our friend spawn in here now? Let's find out. Yes, he will. There's Bit. Welcome, X. I'm Bit. I have my orders. You are to be destroyed. Well, that's not very nice. So anyway, Bit's little stratagem here is that he will jump, and then he will, once he gets on level with you, he'll come across the stage with his blade. So what you want to do is you want to jump to force him to come across the stage without running directly into you, pretty much. If you don't, you'll have to jump over his head, so or dash underneath him, depending on what it is. Ow. I'm not so good at this, as you can see. The other thing that I don't know if I should blame X3 for that. That was kind of cool. I feel like sometimes X3 drops your inputs, which kind of sucks, really. It's like, come on, guys. The game's not hard enough as it is. You gotta drop my inputs occasionally and force me to not be able to hit anything. Oh, God. Okay, I might need an E-tank here in a minute. Yep, right about now. Okay, that's fine. Ay, Jesus. So he's a little troublesome with the arm upgrade. I'm not used to the arm upgrade either, so that makes things more obnoxious. But like I said before, you can dash underneath him, so that makes it a little easier if you're basically doing this. You can beat him with his weakness, but as I said before, all bosses before all 8 Mavericks are defeated on my playthroughs are done with X-Buster, so I'm making it hard for myself pretty much, so. Yes, exactly, Zifrion. If you kill Bit or Bite with their weaknesses, it changes up the boss order that you have to fight in the end game when you get to the fortresses later. You will not fight Bit and Bite when you get to those fortresses, which ideally I would like to fight them because they have a cool final form that they show off. So we're gonna try to fight that instead, which is why I'm making it hard on myself and fighting him with the X-Buster. I didn't even get to read that, but anyway. The next time we meet, the result shall be different. Something about how X's power was too high. A lot of Mavericks seem to underestimate X. I don't know why they do that. They're just hurting themselves by doing so. I think Parasitic Bomb works here on this guy. I could be wrong, though. Let's find out. Nope, not on his little wall thing. Alright, that's fine. Just go through this the old-fashioned way, then. Blast our way through just like this. But yeah, I got to get used to the timing again of not having the, rather having the arm upgrade, because I'm not used to the timing that it causes me to have, so. But anyway, we're back to the boss. We're back to Neon Tiger. I don't even think I'm going to charge up. Last time when I was just doing the single-shot pellets, it worked just fine. So, let's fight him. Oop, I'm forgetting my own rule. Only jump over the third one. There we go. But yeah, if you're looking for a first boss to fight, this is probably a good place to start. Because, well, I don't know. He's not so hard. Now, sometimes he'll linger on the wall there, and if he does that, you want to basically dodge away from him so that he doesn't just drop on top of you and slash at you like he does right here. So, yeah, as you can see, just jump over the third one no matter what part of the stage you're on. Because he can drop off the wall right there and he'll slash at you. It's a little hard to see coming, but if you dash away from him, he usually just drops from the wall, so he's pretty easy to control once you know his pattern. Admittedly, he is a little tough if you don't know his pattern, but once you know what you're doing, a lot easier. So, yeah, we didn't even need a sub-tank for that guy. Pretty much got him without any trouble. Alright. And for defeating Neon Tiger, we get a pretty decent weapon out of it, actually. Not one of my favorites, but it does have its uses. It is basically a shotgun, but it covers the entire screen. The Ray Splasher. A pretty nice weapon. We'll be using it for a few things. It's more effective the closer you are to the enemy, because the closer you are, the more of its hitboxes you can hit the enemy with. But it has really good range, so it can be useful for other things. So. Very professional. Thank you, Zifrion. I appreciate that. I've been doing this for a little while, so I've got a bit of practice in, but I always appreciate when people acknowledge some of my hard work. So thank you. Is this a golden armor run? It is not, actually. To be honest with you, that's the ultimate upgrade that I was talking about a little earlier in the narration, and really a lot of playthroughs get the golden armor. Pretty much every one that I've seen on YouTube actually gets the golden armor, so you know what? I'm going to try doing it without the golden armor, and we'll see how it all goes. I usually do get the golden armor when I play it, so it'll be a different experience for me. So yeah, that's how that's going to go. I still haven't decided which chip I'm going to grab, though. Maybe I'll figure that out by next time. But before we get to next time, let's actually go here for our next Maverick. We'll head back to the electricity facility, because we can grab... Can we grab all the upgrades here now? I'm pretty sure we can. And we can also fight Volt Catfish. Again, I already said that. Let's see here. Let me just check real quick. Yes, this is where I want to go because, well, there's a couple of reasons. First things first, you remember that elevator at the very beginning of the stage that I didn't go down last time? Well, this time, we're going to actually take it. You know, if I don't die on the way there first. This elevator. We didn't take this last time, but this time we're going to take it. Because after you've beaten 3 Mavericks, in Volt Catfish's stage, Crush Crawfish's stage, I think, and yeah, it's Crush Crawfish's, and Blizzard Buffalo's stage, there are certain areas where this capsule will spawn. Well, that doesn't look like a Dr. Light capsule. Looks like someone that I've fought before, someone that should probably be familiar. Well, let's check it out. And if you go inside of it, it will take you to a secret stage. So let's just head on through here and see what awaits us at the end. Actually, hold on. One moment. Parasitic bomb time. We'll just let him go. You can't have more than one parasitic bomb on the screen at the same time, though, so yeah, you kind of gotta keep that in mind when you're using it, so you don't get all jacked up. If we had beaten Volt Catfish, this elevator would be operational, and I wouldn't have to worry about running into debris while I'm on my way up here, but it's okay. There's plenty of life energy to grab while you're going here, so if you get hit, the worst that happens is you waste a little time going back up, so plus it helps fill up my sub-tanks a little bit too, so let's check out what's over here. Alright, we'll grab this guy. Whoa, excuse me. You're supposed to die when I shoot you that much. Anyway. Oh. I didn't know there was a Maverick here. Huh. Well, let's check it out. Apparently it's a boss Maverick, too, because this door and this area kind of acknowledges the fact that it is. I wonder who it could be. Vile? What are you doing here? You're trapped, X. Vile? Zero and I destroyed you years ago. This factory is set to blow in a matter of minutes. You're not even going to acknowledge the fact that we killed you and you just came back? Okay, fine. Until then, I'll try and keep you busy. And by busy, he means murder! Wow. So this guy's kind of similar to, you remember that drill boss in Tunnel Rhino stage, where you can just sort of jump over it? That's the way that I find is the easiest to beat this armor. You gotta time your shots in such a way that you basically shoot him on the way down, but if I'm not using the weakness of this thing, which I don't even know if I have the weakness of this armor, to be honest with you, this is my way of taking care of it. It takes a little while, but we'll be fine. Boss exploits at their finest, ladies and gentlemen. That's what's happening on today's stream. You thought you could defeat me in this ride armor like you did before, Vile, but I'm not going to let you this time. Anyway, Vile has a couple of attacks this time. He keeps similar attacks to what he has before. He's got his little fire charge thing that he had. He's got these bullets that he can use. And then this can be dodged by air dashing over it, so that's an interesting thing. That's pretty much how you beat him, is just dodge over top of his attacks. We might have to use a sub-tank here in a minute, because I'm being a big dumb when it comes to shooting him, but it's okay. I should be using just the Buster, to be honest with you, but apparently I'm not very good at getting in between that stuff. Alright, I'm using a sub-tank. Forget this! You're not worth it, Vile. Apparently he's worth a sub-tank to me, though. Ow. Yeah, I'm being a big sloppy player right now, which is just not so good. Yeah. Might need to use a second sub-tank at the rate I'm going. Never mind, I got him. And off he goes. Without defeating him. He's another one of those situations, it's like Bit and Bite, where if you defeat him with his weakness, he will actually die here, and then he won't show up later. But since I didn't beat him with his weakness, he'll be back. They always come back. I'm just gonna cap myself off for safety there. Actually, Parasitic Bomb might come in handy in a minute here. Because, well, what's gonna happen is, remember how Vile said this place was set to blow? He was lying! Okay, well, forget that guy. He's being obnoxious, so I'm just going to let him be. Anyway, so we've got about 50 seconds to get out of here. I should probably hot-foot it, though, because... oh, wait, hang on. We don't have a whole lot of time. If you don't get out of here in time, you'll just get a life dead. So, yeah, we'll just do this. Kill these guys, and now... Well, I got to jump up here manually, but that's okay. We'll make it work. Just keep climbing, X! Just cling on that wall and keep going, because we don't have a whole lot of time left. Alright, there we go. Now here's the worst part, because these platforms will actually start falling out from underneath you. So it's a little hard to judge how to do that. But if you fall down there, it's not a bottomless pit. You just have to climb your way out, and obviously that eats up your time. But we made it! Hooray! And with Vile defeated, quote-unquote, we make it back to the beginning of the stage. So now we can actually move to... take on the stage proper, like we were supposed to. The reason why we were here in the first place. You know what, I'm just gonna leave that guy alone. Whatever. Goodbye. Actually, here, have a parasitic. Never mind, you don't take anything from that. How about gravity well? Does that kill you? Nope, you're immune to that too. Alright, fine. Just be my guest about that then. He's immune to parasitic bomb. I gotta stop using things that they're not going to take any damage from. Alright, there we go. Should be able to get some weapon energy from here. There we go. Oh, never mind. Well, I'd like to use more Parasitic Bomb, but obviously some of the enemies in this stage don't want me to have any fun, so... Gotta make do with that. We'll have to make do without it for now. Oops. I meant to do an up dash there, but as you can see, a little finicky with the up dash. It's not, it does its own thing, pretty much. Alright, well now that we've got the arm and the leg upgrade, we should be able to get the rest of the stuff in this stage. So let's ride this up a little bit, dash through here. Here's where the problem lies. So there's the heart. You can grab it by just dashing over there, like doing one of these, but then you die, so... Or if you didn't die, you can't really dash jump back because you'll hit the this ledge above my head and then it'll kill you. But if you have the leg upgrade, you can get back. So, yeah, not too bad. Man, I shot the gap there pretty nice. Usually I'm not very good at that part. Oh, okay. Well, this guy is not immune to Parasitic Bomb. So we can use that on him. You know, it didn't really do too much for us. Ow. You might drop something. Nope, never mind. Alright. I guess Parasitic Bomb isn't so great in this level. Even though I like it, it does have its limitations. It's only really useful when there's tons of enemies on the screen, so that's where it's at its most useful anyway. But anyway, if you go up here and then over in this spot, we've got this weird platform here. and it's got an up arrow on it. Now, there's spikes above us, but if you go up, you can see there's a Dr. Light capsule up here. We can just barely not get there with a full up dash. So how do we get it? Well, if you have the arm upgrade and the gravity well, you can do one of these bad boys. You can also do this with the leg chip if you get it, but, oops. I gotta wait for the gravity well to go away before I do it. There you go. And the fully charged gravity well will shoot a gravity well up in the air and cause this platform specifically, and any enemies on the screen, to fly off the screen. So, it's an interesting upgrade. I usually only use it right here, though, so we can get this other capsule from Dr. Light. Enter this capsule, X. Take this armor upgrade. The upgrade will decrease the damage done to your systems by 50%, like usual. As you receive damage, a defense field will be generated to protect you. Oh, cool. So basically what he means by that, as it'll show you in a moment, is whenever you take damage, now that you have the body armor, it reduces damage already, but afterwards, it will generate this little barrier here. And what'll happen with the barrier is it reduces damage by, I think, an additional 25%, or is it 12.5%? Something like that. To the point where you take very little damage from anything that hits you with, or tries to damage you after you get hit by something. Like maybe I'd take 3 let me try again, hang on, let me start over. If you get hit and then you get hit for something that would normally do 3 points of damage to you, it'll usually only do about 1 now, so it's not too bad. It's a good upgrade, I like it. Anyway, let's see if anybody spawns here. Nope. Okay. They're sleeping on the job, Bit and Bite, it seems, so we'll let them be. I think we're gonna go get the ride armor up there again, just so that we can use it to run through this little area, grab a few little things for our sub tank, and we'll use the tried and true, because the thing with the frog armor that I don't like too much is that when you're out of water, it doesn't walk like normal armors do. It hops like a frog, but I don't know. It's slow. It's slower than this thing. This thing is a lot faster, so I like it better. Okay, we've almost got our parasitic bomb fully back now, and it's probably back now, so that's good. But yeah, now that we have a bunch of hearts and the body armor upgrade, we shouldn't really have to worry too much about any damage that we take from now on. We pretty much should be good for the remainder of the game now, so. Wow. Okay, well, this isn't doing so good. There we go. I think there's a... I was thinking I could go underneath that. Yep, I thought there was some life there. Now that we have the leg upgrade, though, we can actually make this part a little easier because we can just up dash above it. There's a lot more situations in this game where you will be up dashing rather than side dashing, so... That's mostly where the utility and the leg parts lie, is in up dashing in this game, so... That's how that works, but we're here, we're at the boss, and I actually have some body armor to protect me this time, so, and I have a full sub-tank, so just in case I need it, I have it. Let's see what we can do against Volt Catfish. So same as usual there. It's tough to dodge the Tri-Thunder without using the air dash in this situation, but I will give it a shot. I guess you can use that to dodge it, but I'm not doing so good dodging it anyway. See, that's the thing, is that the upgrade makes it harder for me to dodge properly. Okay, so here's the hyper armor. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, I think. Almost got it. But yeah, this makes the fight take a little longer because of this. Almost had it right there. It's hard to hear when I'm doing commentary, unfortunately. 6, 7, 8. No, I counted wrong. It's okay, we'll get him. There you go. I knew you could do it, X. Well, watch where you're pointing that thing, man. You're gonna hurt somebody, namely me. Got him. Right in the foot. My kneecaps! The extra damage from kneecap damage. I used to tell people that when I played Black Ops Online multiplayer. This is a long time back now, but I would tell all the young kids who would play on there that whenever you shot someone in the kneecaps, it did the same amount of damage as headshots. I don't know how many of them believed me, but if they did believe me, they didn't believe me for long! Anyway, for defeating Volt Catfish, after taking several years to wait out his hyper armor, we get a new weapon. The Triad Thunder. Kind of similar to the one he used in the fight, except instead of using it and shooting it on walls in a three-pronged pattern in front of us, we use it sort of like a shield, and you can hit enemies with it, like run into enemies with it, and then it will short circuit, and you can hit enemies with the short circuit again. So it's a pretty decent shield weapon. It does some good work for me anyway, so. Yeah. An arrow to the knee, my one weakness! Yeah. Okay, so now that we've defeated Volt Catfish and Vile, there's only one bit of backtracking that we have left to do now, and it actually happens to be in Tunnel Rhino's stage. Because we have the required parts now in order to take care of those rocks that I was talking about earlier that we couldn't take care of before. So let's go do that. What would be the best thing to use against these guys up here? Probably Frost Shield. Deals so much burst damage that it's probably best. Yep, there you go. Plus it's slow moving, so they can just kind of fall on it and it deals good damage to them. Okay. Oh, and good, Frost Shield comes in handy right here too. It's just overall pretty handy. Granted, it's not what I'm going to use in about 2 seconds here, but... So basically, I don't know how you're supposed to know this. I guess just through trial and error, pretty much. But once you get the I'm just going to call it Tri-Thunder, forget it. Once you get the Tri-Thunder from Volt Catfish, you can use it and then charge it up. And in the cases of these rocks here, when you charge it all the way, you do a ground punch that shoots out his little zappy zap things that he used in the boss fight. And that, for some reason, causes the chains that were holding this rock to short circuit, or it just blows them up, and then you can drop the rock and grab a heart. Nice. The Tri-Thunder, by the way, is pretty useful overall as a weapon. It deals good damage even though it's a shield weapon, so... As you can see, deals about as much damage as the Frost Shield dealt to that guy, so that's pretty useful. It's good if you're going down a gap or into an area where you're not really sure if there's anything that's going to try to hurt you, so... The only thing that's not so good about it, of course, compared to Frost Shield, is that enemies don't always drop life energy when you use it. So, but yeah, in cases like that, really, really good. So it pulls its weight for sure. It's one of the 4 weapons that I use a lot in this game. So there's Parasitic Bomb, Tri-Thunder. Which one's the other ones? Well, really I use Frost Shield. There's another weapon that we'll get later that causes enemies to always drop weapon energy as well, but I pretty much just use Frost Shield. Weapon energy isn't as important because we don't have any weapon tanks and to fill up, and I usually just get all my weapon energy back when I beat a stage anyway, so whatever. So right now we've got 3 of the 4, Parasitic Bomb, Tri-Thunder, and Frost Shield. We'll get our 4th in a little while. Probably not this stream, though. I'm probably going to be calling it in just a few minutes, so... Once we get the upgrade here, the last upgrade here, I'm probably going to call it for the night, and we'll come back tomorrow, and we'll keep going. Unfortunately, none of our weapons are good against that guy still. So... He still takes way too much damage to beat traditionally, unfortunately. Could probably do this against him and do decent. Nope, never mind. Never mind. The other thing is that when he dies, he lets loose both of his drills, so that's a... I mean, it's a good designed enemy. It's just obnoxious to fight, that's all. Alright. Let's keep going. Almost there. Once we get to the second little rock thing, we'll be pretty much done for the day. That's the bottomless pit. I was thinking, is that the spot where Vile comes out? But no, it is not. Here we go. This is what I was looking for.
Where's my Tri-Thunder? There it is. Will I be receiving the sword? I'm not sure yet, to be honest with you. I will let you know. Probably will find that out next stream. I find a lot of people get the sword as well, but I might be getting it. I'm not really sure yet. It's kind of hard to avoid, you know. Anyway, we found another Dr. Light capsule, and this one isn't a breast cancer awareness capsule, so we can actually grab the part from it. And we know which part it is, just based on the ones we've already got. Enter this capsule, X. Take this sensor upgrade for your helmet. The upgrade will help you to find hidden items based on the satellite readings. Or, Maverick Hunter HQ's satellite readings. You should be able to tell the exact location of items using its ground-penetrating radar. That's a pretty strong helmet there, Dr. Light. You've been holding out on me the past couple of games. And there we go, we're fully armored now. So, like Dr. Light said, basically whenever you enter a stage with the helmet upgrade equipped, you can see the layout of the entire stage there. And if there are any items left, they will show up as these little red pings on the screen there. That'll show up probably next time when we actually go to stages where there will still be upgrades left, but for right now it won't be showing up because I already got everything in this stage, so that's how that all goes. Anyway, let's escape from here. Since we're done in this stage now, we got all the upgrades, and we're in good shape. And what I think I will do is I will just refill my sub-tanks back at Gravity Beetle stage so we're ready for the next time, and then we will call it a day. Also, now that I have the helmet upgrade, it will actually tell you which parts are still in the stages there. So the question mark ones are ones you haven't found yet, obviously, and pretty much at this point, the only ones I haven't found are the chip items. So there's a chip item in Blast Hornet stage there, we got everything there. There's also a chip item in Gravity Beetle stage. There's also an armor part, ride armor that is, in Toxic Seahorse stages that we haven't gotten yet, so we'll work on that. But yeah, a few different things. You'll never find a chip item in the same area where you find an armor upgrade. So, not ride armor this time, just talking about like a Dr. Light capsule, basically. There will never be a blue one and a breast cancer awareness one in the same stage. That's what I'm trying to say. Failing miserably, but that's pretty normal. I've been streaming for 2 hours, and I'm an old man, so it gets a little tiring after a while. But yeah, here you go. So basically, once you go into a stage, ground-penetrating radar says, hey, there's an item all the way at the end of Gravity Beetle stage below where the boss room is. Now, we already know where that one is because I've already shown it. That's the arm part, I think it is. The arm chip, rather. I got to distinguish between chip and part. But yeah, that's the arm chip. So if I wanted it, we could go grab it. I don't know if I want it yet, but I will let you guys know when we come back tomorrow. But for now, just go this way and get cracking on these sub-tanks. That'll help. Okay, so grab the frost shield. Wow, make sure you're pointing that thing. Go this way. Use it here. I don't know where that one's gonna go, but it's fine. Already full on one of them, so that's good. Won't take much to fill them all up, so. It's actually one of the easiest methods in terms of filling up your sub-tanks there. At least when it comes to the 8 Maverick stages. Like, I don't know if it's ever been... No, that's not true. I was going to say, I don't know if it's ever been easier than this, but the Silk Shot from the last game says otherwise. Wasn't as easy in X1 to do it, but, I mean, you could just grind on those bats in Armored Armadillo stage till you got 9 lives and everything, but... eh. I don't know, though, if they continued the trend of making sub-tanks easier to fill up in later X games. Specifically the PlayStation era ones, because to be honest with you, I barely ever fill up my sub-tanks in X4, X5, or X6 because I usually don't need them for anything except for the final Sigma stage, so they usually just fill up over time in the game, so I think we're full. Yeah, we are. Okay, cool. Then we're done here. Okay, so we've done a pretty decent chunk of, we've gotten a pretty decent chunk of progress done here so far today. But as I said, I would like to split this up into 2 parts so that way I can avoid playing the long-ass MMO that's next on my list of games to play.
before my final exam that I have to take next week on Wednesday. So, we will be picking this up tomorrow on the next episode of Mega Man X3, where we will be finishing off the Mavericks that we have to fight. We've only got Crushed Crawfish and Toxic Seahorse left. And then we'll see if we can't track down Dr. Doppler and see what he's up to. So, until next time, everybody, thank you for watching. I appreciate you coming out to Twitch and YouTube to check out the stream. I will be posting the schedule for next week on my Discord and on my Twitter just after this stream is over, once I get all of the information in the description and everything. And you can check that out. But I will just let you know now that, like I said, I'll be coming back tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to finish this game up. Until then, thank you, everybody. Take care, and have a good night.